Welcome back to episode two of Book 1, Flight from the Dark. Book 1 of the Lone Wolf, the Kai series, all that fun stuff. I'm going to jump right in. Last time we got our skills, got our endurance, got all our disciplines, combat skills, went over how combat works, all that fun stuff. So now we're diving straight into the book itself. So we start with 1 and go from there. You must make haste, for you sense it is not safe to linger by the smoking remains of the ruined monastery. The black-winged beast could return at any moment. You must set out for the Summerling capital of Holmgard and tell the king the terrible news of the massacre. With the whole entirety, wow. No, there's this yeah, I don't know if it can be seen. I think it's right there. It doesn't look like a word. That the whole elite of Kai, save yourself, have been slaughtered. Without the Kai lords to lead the regiments of the Summerling armies, Summerland will be at the mercy of their ancient enemy, the Dark Lords. Fighting back tears, you bid farewell to your dead kin, your fellow Kai initiates Rain Dove, Steel Sky, and Snow Falcon. Your own tutor Master Starfire, the leader of your order, Grandmaster Brave Blade, and so many others. Silently you promise that their deaths will be avenged. You turn away from the ruins and carefully descend the steep track. At the foot of the hill, the path splits into 2 directions, both leading into a large wood. If you possess the Kai discipline as Sixth Sense and wish to use it, turn to 141. If you do not possess the Kai discipline, or if you choose not to use it, you may follow the right path into the wood, turn to 85. If you wish to take the left track instead, turn to 275. We do have Sixth Sense, and for the most part, I think I'm going to go, if we have it, we do it. So, turn to 141. Mm-mm-mm. 141. Your Kai Sixth Sense warns you that some of the Kran and Gex that attacked the monastery are now searching the 2 forest paths, looking for anyone who may have survived their attack. Now you are aware of the danger. Make your decision which way to go. If you want to go along the left fork of the forest track under the cover of the surrounding trees, turn to 56. If you would prefer to cut through the heavier foliage towards the northeast, turn to 333. Let's go under the cover of the surrounding trees. Let's go to 56. 56. You hear the sudden shriek of a Kran high above the trees. The ghastly sound sends a shiver coursing down your spine. Quickly you take cover along the thick fronds of fern at the side of the track until the horrible shrieks of the creature have passed away. Now turn to 222. There we go. 222. As you go on, you discover a forest path that divides at the point you join it. A glint of metal in the tall grass catches your attention. There, laying discarded in the overgrowth, is a battered but still serviceable helmet. If you wish to take it, this helmet is a special item worn on your head that adds 2 endurance points to your total. If you wish to use your Kai discipline of tracking, turn to 67. Oh. If you wish to take the South Fork, turn to 140. If you wish to take the East Fork, turn to 252. Okay, so we got a helmet. We have a special item helmet, it looks like. So we have a helmet. with known effects of +2 endurance. Right? That adds 2 endurance to your total. So now our total is 29. So we are max health. However, I don't think I'm just going to jump it right away. I'm going to let it heal myself. So, apologies. Let's use the Kai discipline of tracking, since we do have tracking, correct? We do have tracking. So turn to 67. Now, if we complete 67 without being in a battle, I will add 1 endurance point of healing based on our healing disciplines. I'm sure finding that helmet, I could have just put 29 to 29, so that was 222 that we were just at, right? I almost lost my place and forgot where I was going. 67, yes, okay. 67. Your Kai discipline of tracking reveals fresh paw prints leading off along the south path. These are the prints of the black bear, a creature indigenous to the forest of Summerland. One that is renowned for its ferocity. You decide not to risk an encounter with the bear, continuing on by the way of the east path instead. So I did not get into a battle, so I'm going to give myself 1 thing of healing there, and turn to 252. 252. In the center of a small clearing, you see a group of humans talking excitedly, and gesturing wildly with their hands. There are 2 children, 3 men, and a woman. Their belongings are wrapped in bundles, which they carry slung over their shoulders. Their clothes look well made and expensive, but they are dirty and torn. If you wish to approach them, ask who they are, turn to 155. If you wish to avoid them and continue on your own mission, turn to 70. Ooh. Do we, I mean, it's so fresh, right? It's so fresh after the attack that I feel I don't want to get jumped. I mean, I only have 1 meal on me. I have 6 gold. I don't know. Part of me wants to avoid them and just continue onwards. I mean, we have a mission, right? Talk to the king, warn them of what is happening. However, in my inside, I feel like we should approach them. So let this be 155. We are going to approach them and see what happens. That was, of course, another incident without a battle. So I'm at full health now, which is why I've decided to take the mix. At your approach, the group of people stops talking. You can see that by their expressions that they recognize your green Kai cloak. Slowly, one of the men extends his hand in friendship and says, "My liege, we saw smoke in the foothills of the Derncrags and feared for the safety of your monastery. We heard rumor that the vast horde of the enemy from the west had descended upon the Kai, and that none of your order had been allowed to escape. But clearly this is not so. May Ashir and Kai be praised. We feared all is lost." You do not tell them of the destruction of the monastery and the massacre of your comrades. These people are refugees from Toran and have lost everything they owned. Their only hope now is that the Kai will lead the Summerland army to victory over the invaders. You learn from them that the northern port of Toran was attacked from both the air and from the sea, and that the forces of the Dark Lords are far outnumbered the king's brave garrison there. Even the Magicians' Guild of Toran was unable to repel the enemy that was led by the hunchbacked sorcerer wielding tremendous power. You reassure them that the Summerland will not fall to the Dark Lords, and their fell minions will not fall to the Dark Lords and their fell minions. And you wish them luck on their difficult journey ahead. Turn to 70. You come to a small bridge. The water passing beneath the bridge is deep and clear. A stony track runs along the bank of the stream and disappears into pine trees away to the east, while a narrow dirt path heads off to a thick woodland south. If you wish to use your Kai discipline of Sixth Sense, turn to 8. If you do not possess the skill or do not wish to use it, you can go east by turning to 28. If you'd rather go south, turn to 157. So water passing beneath the bridge is clear, deep and clear. A stony track runs along the bank of the stream and disappears into pine trees away to the east. A narrower dirt path heads into thick woodland to the south. We use our guide. We use Sixth Sense. You know, we're playing it safe a little bit, but that's why we took it, right? We took it so that we know what's going on. Okay, so 8. Your Kai Sixth Sense warns you that a fierce battle is raging to the south. The direction is also the quickest route to the capital. Turn to 70 and choose your route. Okay. It is the quickest way to the capital. And there is a fierce battle going on. Let's turn back to 70. So do we go east by turning to 28, or do we go south? Quickest way to the capital. Now, let's see. Where's the map? Well, if I look here at the map, you know, I think we're gonna enjoy this. Not enjoy this. We're gonna enjoy the story and not go the direct path. So we are going to go east to 28. After only a few hundred yards, the forest path joins within the trail that runs north to south. A bench carved from a fallen tree trunk is set along the track. If this is your first visit here, you are hungry and must stop a while to eat a meal or lose 3 endurance points. If you wish to go northward, turn to 130. If you wish to head south, turn to 147. Well, I gotta eat. And it was my first time here, so I'm hungry. Now let's go south. Let's go south to 147. East and then south. So not the direct route, but we're still heading in the direction we want to go. You know, we're not going, you know, if we're supposed to go south, it's the most route. Now we're kind of going east and then south, instead, you know, we're going like this instead of the opposite direction. I lost my place. So 70, I went to 28. 28, I went to 147. There we go. 147. After a few minutes walking, you find a mossy hut. Sit back from the path. You are hungry and must consume a meal here or lose 3 endurance points. As you eat, you notice that beyond the small cabin, the forest path starts to curve towards the east. If you wish to continue to follow the path to the east, turn to 42. If you wish to return the way you have come, turn to 28. I just ate, and now I have to lose 3 endurance points. So, 26. However, if I can continue on the next one, I can heal, so that's okay. 42. We're going to continue on the path. 42. You follow the forest track for nearly an hour before you arrive at the crossroads. It is shaded by a thick canopy of branches. If you wish to continue eastward, turn to 86. If you would rather head north, turn to 238. If you decide to venture south, turn to 157. Or if you prefer to go westward, 147. I feel like 147 we've been to. I think we go south. We go south to 157. And we gain 1 point from healing since we haven't battled yet. So venture south, 157. And hopefully I haven't done 157 already. Maybe it's a new one. Here we go. The forest begins to thin out until finally you can make out a road through the trees ahead. The highway is full of people heading south. Many are wheeling their possessions along handcarts. If you wish to join the refugees and perhaps learn about what is happening in the north, turn to 30. If you prefer to continue to move south under cover of trees, turn to 167. I feel like we have a decent idea of what's going on up north. We already talked to those people. So I think this time around, we're going to go to 167 and stay under the cover of the trees. You have been traveling through the woodland for about a mile when suddenly you notice two legs sticking out from behind a large boulder ahead. If you possess and wish to use the Kai discipline of Sixth Sense, turn to 178. If you wish to take a closer look at those legs, turn to 88. If you would rather avoid meeting their owner and press on to the force, turn to 264. So as I said, so that's another one that we passed without incident. So I'm gonna use my discipline. Always use my discipline if possible. It hopefully won't ever hurt us. So 178. 178. Your Kai skill enables you to recognize the boots and leggings of a Summerlin soldier. You can sense that the man is badly wounded and in need of urgent help. If you wish to aid him, turn to 88. If you wish to rather leave him there, turn to 264. We have to aid. We have to aid. 88. 88. 88. And after missing that meal, we are now fully back. Cautiously you approach and peer around the rock to see a soldier lying on his back. By his side is a spear and a shield. On the shield is depicted a white-winged horse and 3 stars. This is the Prince of Summerlin's emblem. This man is one of the prince's soldiers, and he is barely conscious. His uniform is badly torn, and you can see that he has a deep wound in his left arm. He has lost a lot of blood, and as you move to his side, his eyes flicker open. "Heal me, my liege," he begs. I can barely feel my arm." If you possess and wish to use the Kai discipline of healing on this man, turn to 216. If you do not possess the skill, or you do not wish to use it, then turn to 31. We do possess healing. 216. 216. Placing one hand on his forehead and the other on his wounded arm, you feel the warmth of your healing powers leave your body and give strength to the injured man. He revives enough to be able to tell you that his name is Trimus, and that he is a soldier in the Princess Pelithar's court guard. His commander, the prince, and his brothers-in-arms are engaged in a desperate battle to the south. A large force of the Darkhold's invasion army has landed there, and they are attacking the Elima Bridge. It is their aim to capture the Great Bridge and secure this vital crossing over the river, so that their armies may use it to help speed their march upon Holmgard. During the battle, Trimus was snatched into the air by a Kron. He was dropped here in the forest from a great height. The canopy of branches slowed his fall, and it's a wonder he was not killed outright when he hit the ground. The brave soldier thanks you for your aid and bids you continue on your way without further delay. You make him as comfortable as you can before bidding him good luck and continuing on your journey. Turn to page 264, or turn to 264, not page. (264). You have covered less than a mile of woodland when you hear sounds of a battle taking place. The noises are to the west of your current location. If you wish to head nearer to this battle noise, turn to 97. If you decide not to follow the sounds, you continue on a southerly course through the trees by turning to 6. So, that's a good idea. Or that's a good thought here. Do we head near the battle? Is this the battle? Or do we maybe decide not to go towards the battle? Because I wonder, can we avoid, if this is like a main battle, can we, like, almost don't want to push too fast, if you will. Let's continue on a southerly course through the trees by turning to 6. I'm not going to head to the battle just yet. 6. In the distance, you can hear the approaching sound of galloping horses. You crouch down behind the tree trunk and wait as the riders come closer. When they appear in view, you recognize them as the cavalry of King Unlar's royal guard. They are resplendent in their burgundy uniforms. If you wish to call them 183. If you wish to let them pass and continue on your way through the forest, turn to 200. So here's my thinking. Let's call out to them. 183. I was going to continue on and avoid them, but we need to call out to them. 183. The officer orders his men to a halt, and then he demands to know your business. You tell him that you are a Kai initiate. You also tell him that the Kai monastery has been attacked and destroyed. He and his men are deeply saddened to hear your news. He offers you a spare horse and asks if you wish to accompany him and his men. They are on their way back to regroup with the rest of their regiment. He informs you that their commanding officer is Crown Prince, King Ulnar's son. If you accept the offer, turn to 97. You decide to decline his offer, and you continue on your way by turning to 200. So, I feel like, and this is just from me playing this, maybe, as I said, about a year ago or so, that I think we're coming up on the end, if you will, the big battle, possibly, of what's going to happen. So do we join him in 97? Or if we decide, or do we decline his offer and continue on our way? Because we found a helmet, which is great. We really haven't found anything else. What is going on here? I just realized. Because we have 0 meals. There we go. Do you decline the soldier? You have to think about this one. I do. I think I have to give this one a thought. Okay. All right. I gave it some thought, and I think I did look ahead. I'll be honest. And 97 is the battle I've felt with and done before, and 200 is a different way that I don't know of. So we're gonna go 200. Only because I would like a different experience as well. But I say that. And now we're gonna go to 97 because that feels like the thing that our character should do, and at the end of the day, that's the choices we make. Return to 97. After a short while, you catch a few tantalizing glimpses of the river Unaram through the trees ahead. This major watercourse is one of the 3 great rivers of Summerland. A great bridge was constructed many centuries ago to span the river. And as you push through the trees, the twin stone towers that guard the approach ramp and gateway to this bridge's monumental span come into view. In the shadow of the towers, there is an area of leveled ground, a wide plaza paved with ancient slabs and granite worn smooth by the passage of years. This paved area is known as the Alma Mirtri. It is often served as a meeting and trading place for merchants, but now it is being used for a much more sinister purpose. The Alma Mirtri meter, Alma meter, is teeming with Geiks and Drecarum assault troops. They are mustering as reinforcements for a fierce battle that is now being waged in the center of the bridge. You judge that it would be suicidal to try to cross the Alma meter, for it is choked with enemies. You backtrack into the forest and make a wide detour. You soon arrive at a turnpike running parallel to the river. Patiently, you await your chance to race across the road and dive for cover among the bushes opposite. If you had a horse, you leave it in the forest. No more horse, because we did have a horse. Once you are sure that you have not been seen, you make your way down to the water's edge. Here you rest for a short while among the tall grasses with the fringe of the riverbank, marveling at the magnificence of the Alma Bridge. This ancient river viaduct is over 1 mile long, comprised of a series of elegant stone compression arches, interrupted at regular intervals by grand towers and huge granite piers. At its center stands the Durnstone for many. This stands the Durnstone. There's a period there. For many centuries, this wide central pier of the Alma Bridge has been used as a marketplace. A fierce battle is now raging on. The clash of steel and the cries of men and beast echo through the forest. Amid smoke and flame, you can see the winged horse standards of Crown Prince Palethar. Somehow, alerted in time to the invasion, the prince has hurriedly gathered his elite troops and ridden here from the king's citadel and home guard. You determine that your best hope for survival now lies with the prince and the court guard, his elite bodyguard. If they fall here, your mission has already failed. Under cover of the tall grass, you make your way upstream to the nearest of the bridge's 2 gatehouses towers. At the base of each tower, there is an iron ladder, which ascends to a loading hatch, located just beneath the wide central span of the bridge road. You resolve to climb and enter the nearest tower by way of its loading hatch. From there, a flight of wooden steps ascend to the top of the bridge's gatehouse arch. The bridge's gatehouse arch. Upon reaching the top of the stairs, you cross over the gatehouse arch and turn along one of the raised walkways running parallel on either side of the bridge. Using your speed and stealth, you avoid detection by the enemy troops of the bridge road below. You are able to hurry along the walkway towards the guaranteed entrance to the Durnstone. You stop to observe the battle that is raging in the paved plaza below. In the center of this magnificent square, Prince Palethar's court guards are locked in mortal combat with the Dark Lord's assault troops. The enemy has superior numbers and are trying to force their way through Palethar's line, but the prince's men are fighting like lions and holding them back. Through the smoke and turmoil of this vicious battle, you see the prince locked in combat with a large gray Gorgas. This scaly creature towers above the other troops and wields its huge black battle axe with terrible effects. The prince is sheathed in silver plate armor that gleams like a mirror in the sun. This white talbot is emblazoned with a winged horse, his personal emblem, and the razor-sharp blade of his broadsword is embezzled with the proud symbols of Summerland and the House of Ulnar. Palethar seems to be winning his deadly duel with the monstrous Garganaz. Suddenly, the prince falls, wounded, a black arrow in his side. If you wish to defend the prince, turn to 255. If you wish to run away, turn to 306. And that's where we're going to leave it for today. Are we going to fight, or are we going to run away? So, we have current section is 97, which is where we're about to make our selection. We have no meals left. We're fully healed, so if we decide to fight, we're going to fight. And I think I'm going to... So we have 29, and it's plus 2, so it's out of 7. Now, I was thinking just in case we we lose the helmet. But I don't know if we will. So we'll leave it there. That has been episode 2. When we come back, we will make the choice of whether we fight or abandon. Until next time, thank you all for dabbling into a choose your own adventure novel, The Flight from the Dark, the first book in the Kai series, Lone Wolf. All right, thanks guys.